Bryant McFadden from CBS Sports, his thoughts on how the Browns will do in 2025.
So if you're Cleveland, you're playing against a team in recent week one moments. They haven't fared the best in Cincinnati. That has been an Achilles heel for them in getting off to horrible, slow starts. If you can win that ball game, now you can go into week two with momentum. But if you happen to lose that ball game, week one, the week of unknowns, you got Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, veteran quarterbacks that play at a high level. That could be a very, very difficult task in terms of September football. But in totality, Chris, this was the team that won 3 games last year, right? They were 3-14. I foresee them winning one more ball game. I see best case scenario for the Cleveland Browns, 4-13. It's a very, very difficult schedule. They're playing in a difficult division, but I think they can muster up 4 games, and the winnable games could potentially be, right, just as I look at their schedule, Chris, the Raiders, Tennessee, the Jets, maybe Minnesota, depending on what's going on with J.J. McCarthy. And you know, regardless of how bad the Browns have been, they've always found a way to win a game in their division.
Ashley, I know they're a 3-win team, but you look at, and I know their schedule's tough, especially the beginning of it. It seems to me there's more talent on that team than 3, 4, 5 wins. And they always win 2. The AFC North beats each other up.
Yeah.
It's either 2 or 3 wins in the division when you're on a down year. Heck, they won 2 in the division last year.
They did, yeah. I was going to say no one thought you wouldn't look at the 3 wins last year and think, oh, 2 of those were division wins if you weren't following along closely. But they were. I mean, they were 2 division wins that they probably shouldn't have gotten given the circumstances and everything that was going wrong last year. Yeah, I tend to think that estimate is a little bit low for me. Like last year was probably a bit of an anomaly for a handful of reasons. I think like a true Kevin Stefanski team, like your ceiling is probably, or your floor, I should say, is probably like 6 or 7 wins in a down year, quote unquote. Like that's what we got in 2022. And to me, that should be the worst of it in terms of not being an anomaly. Like I do think in many ways, the last 2 years were kind of anomalies, right? Like maybe they weren't quite what we know because they got embarrassed essentially in the wild card round in 2023. Maybe they weren't an 11-win team that year, but the same token, I don't think they were a 3-win team this past season either. So yeah, I will agree though, the beginning of this schedule is really difficult because in the first 6 games, you have to play all 3 division opponents, and you also have to play the 3 best NFC North teams in that same stretch, including the Vikings in London. And by the way, the Vikings will have been in London for a week by the time they play that game there. That's their 2nd game there. So they're going to be adjusted. And we've seen teams when that's happened before, you know, if Jacksonville stays over there twice, like that second game, they look more settled in than their opponent typically. So that's going to be a struggle in and of itself. And yeah, I will say it is fair though to say in the AFC North, you truly never know what's going to happen. And some weird things are going to happen that there's no way you can predict in June.